Almost every man ends up falling into the same trap, and the worst part is he doesn't even realize it until it's already too late. Because the reality is this, it's not age that destroys a man's relationships. It's something much quieter, much more subtle, and far more dangerous. Have you ever stopped to think about why some men, even in their 40s or 50s, still remain attractive, confident, and emotionally appealing, while others seem to slowly disappear? It's not about money. It's not about physical appearance. And it's definitely not about luck. It comes down to psychology. And almost no one really explains it properly. And if you fail to understand this, you can lose genuine connections without ever realizing the reason why. In this video, I'm going to break down what actually changes inside a man's mind over time and how those changes directly affect his ability to connect, attract, and maintain relationships. These are not typical tips or nice-sounding phrases. These are real principles, uncomfortable but true. And the final one is the one most men ignore, and also the one they end up paying the highest price for. Here's where the problem begins. Many men assume that with age, they should naturally have everything under control. More experience, more logic, more stability. But in reality, something very different happens. They become more emotionally closed, more rigid in their mindset, and much harder to connect with on a deeper level. And that slowly destroys attraction. Because a woman doesn't connect with your experience. She connects with what she feels when she's around you. You can have your entire life perfectly in order. But if you don't create emotions, there is no real connection. And this is where most men fall short. They start believing that maturity means becoming emotionally distant. Over time, they stop taking risks. They stop expressing who they truly are. They stop feeling things deeply. Instead, they begin to protect themselves. And while that might seem logical, in relationships, it's a major mistake. Because emotional connection requires vulnerability, not weakness, but the courage to be open, the ability to express what you feel, to stay present, to stop hiding behind a mask of control. But many men, as time passes, do the exact opposite. They become predictable, distant, hard to understand, and that creates an immediate disconnect. There's something important that almost no one tells you. Love does not sustain itself. It needs to be built continuously. But many men reach a point where they think, I don't need to prove anything anymore. And that's where the decline begins. They stop paying attention to small details. They stop truly listening. They stop observing. And slowly, without even noticing, the relationship begins to lose its warmth. Not all at once, but little by little, like a flame quietly fading away. And by the time they finally react, it's already too late. Here's something you need to clearly understand. Attraction in a mature relationship is not about impressing someone. It's about how you make them feel. Do you create calmness? Do you create connection? Do you create understanding? But also, do you create emotion? Because without emotion, everything turns into routine, and routine eventually kills desire. That's why some older men achieve what seems almost impossible. They remain interesting. They remain desired. They continue to be chosen, not because they are perfect, but because they never stop creating genuine emotional experiences. Now pay close attention to this. It's not about what you say. It's about how the other person feels when they are around you. Your energy, your attention, the way you listen, that is everything. A man who truly understands this doesn't need to try too hard to impress. His presence alone communicates confidence without arrogance, interest without neediness, calmness without emotional coldness. And that combination is rare. That's exactly why he stands out. Naturally. But here's the most important point of all. The biggest mistake men make as they grow older is that they stop evolving emotionally. They grow in their careers. They grow financially. They gain experience. But they don't grow in how they connect and how they love. And that keeps them stuck. Because relationships are not maintained through logic. They are sustained through connection. And if you don't evolve in that area, everything else loses its value. The truth is simple, but not easy to accept. Your value in a relationship is not defined by your age. It is defined by your ability to connect. And the powerful part is this is something you can develop. You can learn it. You can improve it. You can master it. If you truly understand this, you won't just improve your relationships. You will completely transform how others experience you. And believe me, most people go their entire lives without ever understanding this.